This is Pete Cossaboon, the Angel Encourager. Thank you so much for joining me. How is everybody doing tonight? I'm hoping everybody's enjoying my pink tie. So what I want to talk about, hi Fuzzy Bear Miami, how you doing? So glad you joined me. I want to talk about how it's important to, release negative energy so that you can receive new fresh energy. I mean, I think actually Oprah, I'm not going to get a direct quote from her, but she really talks about how, you can't receive the new, when you're still grasping onto the old. And I'm kind of using this scope right here as sort of an idea generator for me because I have a series of webinars that I'm putting on. And tomorrow's webinar is on releasing grief and shame and releasing judgment. And those are three things that we really use to kind of block us and hold us back. Oh my gosh, so many people are joining me. Thank you for joining me tonight. So one of the first things I really want to talk about is grief and what that really kind of is. Grief is when you have this sense of loss, and it can really be over anything. Of course, it can be over losing a person, but it can be losing really almost anything that you hold dear. Our ego really kind of builds this structure about who we are, based on our identity, of what we identify with, such as like, I'm a mom or I'm a dad or I do this type of work or I have this kind of house or this is the car that I drive or whatever it is. And whenever we might lose any of those things, even if it's something we really kind of want to let go of, if the ego has this structure around that's who you are, that's when we get that sense of grief. So, grief is a very natural emotion, a very natural reaction to things, but you don't want to hang on to it, too long. Really whatever, and some people will grieve things, for forever and ever and ever. So that's really kind of the basis of being able to let go of grief is to really kind of realize, where that energy comes from and what it is. And it's really just like I say, a sense of loss, from what you've identified with and then has gone away from you and you feel like you've lost something. And it's really kind of interesting when you think about it, because when you really realize that we are all energy beings, because even the quantum physicists are saying now that we're all just packets of energy, you realize that you never really do lose anything because, it's just, everything is just energy and we're just these signature energy packets out there, that we align with other things. Now I'm an angel encourager, so what that means is that I work with the angels. An angel, if you feel like you've lost something, a great one to call upon, and this happens all the time. I call upon Archangel Shamuel, that's Chamuel. He's the archangel that I call he's kind of the lost and found archangel, and it's really interesting because whenever I can't find anything, I'll say Archangel Shamuel, help me find it, and within probably a minute, I find it. I will for some reason go into the right room and look at the right place. The other day I was looking for a part to a camera and we couldn't find it. There were four of us in the office here looking all over, couldn't find it. I was like, Archangel Samuel, help me find this camera piece. Next thing I know, I was walking into another office and I just glanced over to the left and there it was, sitting right there in front of me. It had been sitting in front of us the whole time and none of us had seen it. And that's the amazing thing, is usually what we're looking for is right there. But for some reason we're in that set of mind where we're in that lack state where we couldn't see it, even if we wanted to see it, because we're so focused on not being able to see it that we really can't see it. So the next thing I really want to talk about is judgment and shame. Hey, how you doing, Bilo? So thank you so much for coming in. The next thing I want to talk about is judgment and shame. So the thing to really realize about judgment and shame is that if somebody else is giving you judgment or you're feeling shame you're coming towards you from somebody else, it's really an energy that you have to be putting out there. It's the world treats you as you treat yourself. You show the world, you train the world how to treat you. And so this happened to me fairly recently. Somebody was judging and shaming me in a relationship that I was in, and I realized I came to this moment where I realized that in order for them to judge or shame me, I had to be judge or shaming myself. Oh, I have no idea. It's just a print of some kind. But thank you for noticing. I love my office. It's very beautiful. In fact, this is my boss's decoration, so who knows what she's got in here. She's got some crazy stuff, but it's all beautiful. So anyway, the actual walls, it is kind of cool, isn't it? I really have no idea, but it is pretty, isn't it? And thank you for noticing that. So anyway, with judgment or shame, it's so important to realize that judgment or shame has to be coming from you. That in order for somebody else to have that judgment or shame about you, instead of being mad at that person and be like, how dare you judge or shame me, start thinking about what is it in me that I am judging or shaming that they are tuning into. And that's where you can really start getting back into this point of really power in your life. That's where you get back into this point of where I'm not basing my happiness or my joy or my next step in life upon how other people are treating me. And I'm also not changing the way I speak or the way I act or what I do based on whether or not this other person is going to accept me in this moment or not. But you start living from a true, authentic space, when you realize that it's from yourself that energy is coming from. So if you learn how to deal with that judgment or shame within your own self, and then you're not going to receive it back. Can you see how that really puts you in a space where you are now at a point of power? You are now really in control of your life. Because we're really kind of taught in society. We're taught to make other people happy. We're taught to make mama happy and daddy happy and school happy. Well, I'm a spiritual life coach, so that's really kind of what I do, or part of one of the things I do. I have many little hats I wear, but that's my favorite one, is being a spiritual life coach. I work with the archangels to help people to release things and to and I guess just now that you're asking, thank you for reminding me. If anybody would like to message me or anything like that, I know, isn't that amazing? And his energy came to me this morning. So if you ask for transition soul's energy to come to you, they absolutely will. I don't want to freak anybody out too much, but that's that happened to me this morning, so it was really beautiful. But if you wanted to contact me or get in contact with me at all, the best way is to go to facebook.com, the Angel Encourager. Many people can tell you that oh yes, yeah, absolutely. But many people can tell you that I do. If you email me or message me, I will absolutely get back to you. But you can go to facebook.com, the Angel Encourager. I'd love for every single one of you to get on my free newsletter. It comes out once a week on Sunday. I'm not even sure what this Sunday's subject is going to be. Usually I don't find out till very late. I figure out what kind of, it's usually on a particular topic with a particular archangel to help you to live a better life. But like I say, I'm doing a 7 webinar series on finding your personal paradise. You can also see about that on my Facebook page, The Angel Encourager. And so I'm kind of using this scope right now to kind of help me to get some more ideas about tomorrow's subject, which is on releasing guilt, shame, or grief, shame, and judgment. And also guilt. Guilt's a part of that as well. And guilt is when you really think that there's something that you should have done different, and it's where you're really judging yourself, for a past point. And then worry is when you're worried about something that you will do wrong in the future. And whenever you're not living in your now, you're so out of the space of your own power, because everything that happens to you happens in this moment right now. And so when you're focused ahead or when you're focused behind, especially when you're in a sense of I've done something wrong or I am wrong, how can you move boldly into your new space and in a place of empowerment? I mean, I can guarantee you that anybody that you think of as powerful, that gets a lot of great things done, they don't ever spend a whole lot of time worrying about the future or feeling guilty about the past, because those two emotions are ones that strip you of your power, make you feel powerless, and really not know what to do next. They take away that show elbow, daddy. Okay, interesting. So it's really about experience. It's difficult to move from that to an inner peace. And I know exactly what you're talking about. There was a point in my life a few years back where I could not even look at my face directly in the mirror. I had broken my own heart. I had broken my own contract with myself. I literally had to shave out of the corner of my eye. And believe me, that is very hard to do. And one of the great ways to really work through that is one of the ways is what I call mirror work. And so Louise Hayes talks about that. And it's where you basically are looking in the mirror, you're looking into your eyes, because the eyes really are the pathway to the soul. And you're looking for that higher inner being inside you that really loves you all the time. And you say the best thing to yourself you can, whether it's like, you're okay today. And what you want to do is you want to continually do it, 2 or 3 times a day till you get to the point of where, you're pretty awesome and I like you, what I mean? Or I love you. You want to get to that point, because the only way that you can give out love to the world is if you have love for yourself. You cannot give to someone else what you don't give to yourself. I mean, just like the airlines tell you to put your oxygen mask on you first, you have to give to yourself first before you can give to other people. And so many of us are really kind of taught to be in that codependent caretaker type of role, to give everything we have to other people. But we have to have our own to take care of ourselves, because what happens is when you give of yourself that's not from your overflow, when you give from yourself the things that you need, then when you need it, you're thinking those people are going to give it back, but they don't ever give it back, and then you just get resentful, and that it starts this whole cycle. Hey, how you doing, Gypsy in the City? It's so good to see you. Thank you for tuning in with me. Yeah, I was talking about Gypsy. I was talking about I have a webinar series, a 7 webinar series, and I'm kind of using this scope to kind of give me some ideas for tomorrow's webinar, which is on grief, shame, judgment, and guilt. Oh, thank you. See, the ladies love the pink ties. The ladies always love. Ladies, I'm just for any guys out there. You know, if you want the ladies to get around you, wear pink, because ladies love it when guys wear pink. So I love it when I do, because I always get lots and lots of reactions, especially to this shirt. You know, I guess it has so many colors in it, and ladies love that too. So a lot of fun. So I absolutely would love for anybody to connect with me at facebook.com, The Angel Encourager. You can also go Peace from Broken Pieces. That's true. You know, and that's, you know, there's actually, I forget which one it was, but there was a Roman tribe that actually valued the broken pottery more than they valued the other pottery, and part of it was because it would become stronger after they would repair it. So think about how when you take those broken pieces, you know, that really gives you the ability to put it back together in the perfect way. You know, and it's really those people that have been through those challenges that are most interesting people. I mean, when you go to parties and when you meet people, or when you're learning from somebody that's teaching you, it's always the people that have been to the very brink of despair that are the most fascinating people that will teach you the most. So get excited, you know, if you feel like your life is broken apart, because that means that you get to, you know, number one, you're at your lowest point. It can only go up. It can only get better. And you can now decide to become a new person, and you can decide to put your life back together the way you want, and you're going to be more interesting, and people are going to want to talk to you. You know what I mean? If you can step into that joy and find a way to rebuild those pieces the way they are. So, you know, everything is either, you know, glass half full or half empty, however you want to look at it. So if you feel like your life is at the bottom, get excited, because that means there's only, hey, redefining rich, there's only one way it can go. It can only go up, you know, and I'm kind of at that cumulative point right now myself. I mean, I'll just be honest with you, because I was doing a job that I was making, you know, good money at, and I could not do it anymore. So I quit that job and have started some other businesses, and they're all at startup. And, you know, the cash flow is getting kind of low. And I'm just at that point of where, you know, I am just going to own it, and I'm going to be okay, and I'm just going to step into that joy. And the fact that the money's almost out means, hey, that means that, you know, I can only get better and better and better from this point. So I'm getting really excited about it. How you doing, David in Witty? Is that what it is? Thank you so much for joining me. So anyway, I totally would like to have everybody here, you know, come to facebook.com, The Angel Encourager. I was also going to say theangelencourager@gmail.com. It's another way to get in contact with me. Would love for you to get onto my newsletter. Perhaps look at the 7 webinar series, see if that would be something that would, you know, work for you, something that you'd be interested in. I also do angel card readings, and I do full angel readings for people as well. It's something I just absolutely love to do. I'm starting to do more group things as well. Does anybody have any questions or anything that we can perhaps, you know, look at or work on with them? Like I say, you know, I'm a spiritual life coach, so I love working with people. I've had a couple sessions today. Had some really interesting, fun things happen. I never know what's going to happen. You know, when somebody asks the question, we connect with spirit and see, you know, what the answers are for that person. But it's always something that it moves you into that higher space. And like I always say, I feel like the wealthiest, luckiest man in the whole world. That this is what I get to do. I get to help people, and I get to, you know, deal with the angelic realm. And I'm just loving all the hearts I'm getting today. Thank you so much. So, but the very beginning part, you know, it's really interesting, because my webinar series is on, you know, finding your personal paradise, and yet where I'm starting from is really a space of, you know, like releasing the grief and the guilt and the shame and judgment, and that's not a really great space. But, you know, you have to let go, you know, of those things in your hand. You have to let go of those things in your hand that are no longer serving you, you know, so that you can really get to that space, you know, of what you're looking for. It's hard to accept. Working through that has been a release for me. Love a reading regarding a new relationship. Okay, all right, Dave. Let's do a card reading for you on a new relationship. And once I do that, I'm gonna have to go. I have somebody else that's waiting for me. So I'll do this real quick reading for David, a new relationship, and we'll see what we get. Okay. And thank you so much for letting me connect for you. And if anybody feels like I'm leaving them high and dry, please go to the Angel Encourager on Facebook.com. Message me there. Ask me any question you want to. Connect with me. get on my mailing list. I absolutely do connect with people. If you ask me a question or something like that, you can. There's probably a few people here on the scope that can tell you. I'm not sure if and there's redefining riches. I contact a lot of people here on Periscope and absolutely adore doing it. Now, Dave, are we friends in PPC? Is that the Dave I'm thinking of? Am I getting the right Dave? Ah, cool. Oh, thank you, Gypsy. You're so sweet. Let's take a look and see. Okay. All right. Now, the first card for you is the Clairvoyance card. So it's really letting you know, hey, how you doing first time here? Thank you so much. This is really letting you know, first thing to do is to really start tuning into that spiritual sight that you get. Really kind of, there's the parasympathetic system and there's a sympathetic system. The parasympathetic is when you're in that relaxed, full breathing state. Sympathetic is when you're in that fight or flight. You can only have true clarity and true connection to all that is when you're in that parasympathetic and you're relaxed and you're open and you start getting those signs and symbols of things that are. So what I'm saying to you with the new relationship is really start cluing into, because the angelic realm, they want you to be happy. They want you to have a beautiful relationship. And especially at the very beginning of a relationship, you're still in that kind of like getting to know each other kind of phase. And so it can be really important for you to kind of, know how to pick up on the signs of who you're each going to be in that space. And you're going to get much more clarity, if you have that connection to the divine. So that's the first thing about really kind of honing that. If you have any questions about that, please let me know. The second one is the Prioritize card. So this is really an interesting card to get with a new relationship. It's about you really getting clear about what it is that you want in this relationship. Where would you like it to go? How would you like this person to treat you? How would you like to treat this person? What would you like to be in this space? Because we're all malleable. We're all able to change and become new people. And especially with a new relationship, this is a chance for us to go someplace that we've never been before. To become something new, to, really make it something that you've never experienced before. So now is the time for you to really think about, what is it that I want in this new relationship space? That's really exciting. All right, the next one is the Counselor card. So this is really interesting. I've actually never pulled this card before. So it's about, I really see, I'm trying to see if this is dealing with, I think in this relationship you're going to be finding ways for you both together to be of help to other people. That's what I'm kind of getting. I'm kind of getting for you that combined together in this new relationship, you're going to find a way to help other people. You're going to. It's almost like you're going to bond together and become a stronger unit. And through that stronger unit, you're going to be able to help other people through situations. So that's really interesting. Be watching for that. Be watching for opportunities for you to really join, because it's when you join together with a common goal that you really get stronger. And so that's really exciting. And the next one is the Healthy Lifestyle card, which I think is very interesting, especially in a new relationship, because you want to adopt that. Like I say, this is a chance for you to become something new, for you to go someplace new. And that has to deal with, and I'm just going to say it, the angels have no problem with sex, because sex is just part of a relationship. So healthy lifestyle is going to be part of that, and just so you can live longer and so that you can be happier, and more joyful in every space. So Dave, I hope that was helpful to you. I need to go here, but if you want to contact me, you can go to facebook.com, The Angel Encourager. Would love to hear from you. Sign up for my mailing list right there. Check out my webinar series, see if that's something that resonates with you. And I just want to tell you that I love you, and there is so much love coming from the angels through me to you right now that I just can't even express. I want you to know that you are surrounded by love and healing and beautiful energy that loves you every moment. Go forth in that. Love you too, my friend. Love, peace, and release.